Hello, I'm Scott Wright of the Oklahoman, joined by Jake Trotter. We're your OU football beat writers. We're here at Memorial Stadium, Owen Field. Just finished up Oklahoma's first open scrimmage of fall practice. We're going to kind of give you guys a little bit of an idea of what we saw. Jake, let's start out with the big topic, OU quarterbacks. What did you see from the three guys, Joey Halsley, Sam Bradford, and Keith Nickel today?
Well, just judging from the scrimmage, I can see why Kevin Wilson and the coaching staff has had some difficulty in choosing the guy. They're very similar players, other than Bradford being a couple inches taller. I think Nickel showed a little more mobility today, and he was the first one to get the offense really going. But I think they all had decent days. Nobody really stood out as being spectacular, and no one stood out as being horrible either. And I know Wilson said after the scrimmage they're going to sit down with the coaching staff tomorrow and try to figure out if they can make a differentiation, a separation between, say, the top two and the third guy, so that they can start giving more reps to those two guys. Because the fact of the matter is, all the guys are really inexperienced still.
Right. And the one thing that we can kind of take from this, it looks like Sam Bradford's going to be in the middle of this. I mean, for the first time, even going back to last spring, he was the first guy in there with the first team offense and got that first snap of the day. And like you said, it was slow going for these guys early on. They didn't get a lot get a lot of momentum going right out of the box. It was about midway through, and they finally had Keith Nickel hit a big pass, and then he put a drive together, and things started happening for him at that point. The other thing that they had to deal with the offense was running back. Alan Patrick on the sideline on crutches. Talk about what you saw from the other guys behind Alan.
Well, I think we found out how important Alan Patrick is to this offense. Without Patrick in the game, the running game really struggled. DeMarco Murray was really not a factor in the game. The guy who came out and really surprised people was Jacob Gutierrez. He had the 53-yard touchdown run late in the scrimmage. He did about as good a job as any running back out there, and he probably had, I think, more carries than the other backs as well. So. They may be a deep backfield, but I think they're going to need Patrick. I think he makes that offense a lot better. He projected on some sites, some NFL scouts, as being one of the top 2 or 3 running backs coming into the draft next year. Right. So that shows how talented he is, and I think we saw why he is such an important player to this offense.
Yeah, you take away that 53-yard touchdown run by Jacob Gutierrez, and there's some pretty unimpressive numbers from the rest of those guys.
No highlights other than that.
No. But I guess on the positive side for Oklahoma, the defense was really the kind of the star of the show today.
Even without Reggie Smith, who the cornerback who missed the scrimmage because of a strained hip flexor. Defensively, they look really strong top to bottom. I mean, it wasn't chopped liver. They were going against an OU's offensive line, and they were still getting pressure on the quarterbacks. All but that run shut down the running game for the most part, and the secondary was making plays. I know Marcus Walker had the interception that he returned 26 yards or so. And the one play the offense made, Malcolm Kelly's touchdown catch, that was more Kelly than it was bad defense. I mean, Walker had good position on him, and when you're going against a receiver like that, there's not a whole lot you can do. But the defense, made a lot of plays. Probably the only criticism is they didn't create a lot of turnovers, but they also didn't allow a lot of big plays as well.
Right. You just had the one interception. DeMarco Murray fumbled one time. So it was fewer turnovers than you saw from the defense in the spring as far as what they were getting. But the linebackers were probably one thing that really stood out. Mike Reed had a big day, got a lot of praise from the coaches, and it was kind of he needed to, or they were going to start looking for somebody else to back up Curtis Lofton at that middle linebacker spot. Also, Ryan Reynolds is extremely impressive.
Absolutely, and in the preseason magazines and preseason prognostications for this team, linebacker was a weak spot. And after watching the scrimmage today, I would say that's probably looking more and more like the strength of the ball club. You talk about Curtis Lofton. He came out of the spring as the starting weak side linebacker. They've moved him to the middle and backed up Reed, and they both look really strong today. They didn't miss any tackles, is what you want out of your linebackers. And again, they got pressure on the quarterback as well.
All right. Well, there's your look at what we saw today on Owen Field. We'll have to check back in with you after we get to see another scrimmage in probably a week or 2 weeks, or who knows if we get to see another one. But for Jake Trotter, I'm Scott Wright. Thanks for watching.